So today is the fourth day of Parikrama. Tomorrow is the last day of the Parikrama. So we consider it Dvipa, where all the seasons. How many seasons are there? Do you know? 5 or 7? 6 seasons are there. First is the spring season. The summer also, and winter, and all these seasons. So where the 6 seasons, in Ritudvipa, the 6 seasons, they appear directly to serve to God. Shukadeva Goswami Pada told all this to Parikshit Maharaj. Because all the leelas of Krishna everything depends on some circumstances, like the place, stan. Where Krishna is doing his pastimes, his leela, depends on the place. Krishna has 3 leelas. The leela in Dwarika, in Mathura, and in Vrindavan. So everything, those of you are searching so much. This is like the Leela's, for example, Krishna was in Vrindavan for 10 years and a half. Jiva Goswami describes for 10 years and 8 months Krishna was in Vrindavan. After that, Krishna, when he was 11, he entered Mathura, and he killed the demons like Kamsa, and then after that he went to Guru Griha, to the house of Guru Sandipani in Ujjain. He was staying in Ujjain for 64 days, and Krishna learned 64 arts. After that, he came back to Mathura, and in Mathura, Krishna, he was feeling separation from the Vrajvasis. And then Krishna sent Uddhava to Vraj. Krishna, he sent Uddhava to pacify the Vrajavasis, especially Nanda Jashoda, and to Uddhava to pacify his beloveds, the gopis, the beloveds of Krishna, gopis. Uddhava came and saw the separation of the Vrajavasis. Especially, he saw the transcendental madness of Srimati Radhika. And then after that, Krishna went to Mathura and went to Dwarkapuri. Krishna got married in Dwarka with 16,108 queens. And Krishna also killed many demons while he was staying in Dwarka. Then after that, according to the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's the deal of the disappearance of Krishna. Like Krishna first went to Prabhas Khanda, one place, and then from there Krishna disappeared. According to the Laghu Bhagavatamritam, after Kurukshetra, after some time Krishna came back, then he came to Mathura, killed Dantavakra, and then Krishna crossed the Jamuna and came to Vrindavan. And then he pacified the gopis in Vrindavana and also did many pastimes with them, amorous pastimes. And then, only then, after that, Krishna took all the Vrajavasis and Krishna went to transcendental world. So there is one story in the Bhagavatam, and the story of the Lagu Bhagavatam is different in some places. There is a slight difference. Each one has its own speciality. The story told in Bhagavatam and in Lagu Bhagavatam. The story that Shukadeva Goswami told in the Bhagavatam. Sometimes he would be so absorbed in Bhav. He would mix pastimes from different universes because he was having darshan of Leelas of different universes and also of Transcendental Goloka Vrindavan. So there's no fault in that. Because the Uttam Mahabhagavat, highest devotee, when he's speaking some katha, he's absorbed in the bhav, and he's seen the Leelas of many universes. He's describing Leelas of many universes, and sometimes they might be out of sequence. Another point, when he's describing the katha of Nitya Goloka Vrindavanadam, transcendental world, sometimes he's so absorbed in bhav, that the separation comes and melts his heart, condenses his heart. And in this separation, sometimes the devotee becomes stunned, like not moving. He cannot speak anything. So in the same way, this happened to Shukadeva Goswami. Like Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad also explains that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, why Shukadeva didn't tell the name of the gopis in the Bhagavatam. There was one point that Shukadeva Goswami Maharaj, he was telling the katha to Parikshit Maharaj, and in that moment Shukadeva Goswami Pada, he was suffering so much in separation from his guru, and when he started speaking about the gopis and their separation mood, Shukadeva Goswami would faint for 6 months. He would faint for 6 months. Because especially to remember Radha and the gopis, he cannot be well, he cannot compose himself. That's why he faints for 6 months if he remembers them. So that's why he didn't say the name of any gopi in the Bhagavatam. Another point also, when Shukadeva Goswami Pada was speaking about the separation mood of the gopis in the Bhagavatam, when he was going to describe their sweetness, directly the Braja gopis like Radha, Lalita, etc., they appeared in the inner core of the hearts of Shukadeva Goswami. They appeared there and they ordered him. What did they say? Hey Shukadeva, there are so many unqualified persons sitting here, so we should not tell our names in front of them. Don't tell our names in front of these people. Because Shukadeva Goswami Pada, when he was giving the katha to Parikshit Maharaj, at the moment there was many kinds of people also present in that assembly. Ahuta, Anahuta, Arahuta, do you know what is this? I don't know. Okay, those who were invited, those who were not invited. So those who were invited, they came. Those who were not invited, they came. Those who just listened that something was going on, like, oh, something's going on there, the Bhagavatam, so they came just to check out. So, these names, Gurudev is saying, Ahuta, Nahuta, Sanskrit meaning this. So, even Mayavadis, Advaitavadis, monists also were present. Some people only people just to make fun of was there. Like not everybody comes for the Harikatha. Some people are there just to make fun of the situation. Let's say in Hindi they say some people are Srota, listener, some people are Sota, those who sleep in the Harikatha, and some people are Sorota, means they come just to speak in the back other things. And Sorota is also somebody who is cutting the betel leaves. Means the person is only checking the faults, seeing the faults of the situation. This was the problem in the Harikatha, this was the problem in the program, this happened, that happened. The person doesn't want to have anything to do with the kata, just want to see the faults of what is going on and speaking parallel conversation, gossiping. Another kind of person is those who are sleeping, sota. I sleep so well in the kata. And a third kind is the real Shrota listener, the person who hears attentively. So that's why Shukadeva Goswami decided not to speak the names of Radha and Gopis, because they forbid him to do that, to do so. Because actually this Bhagavad Katha is only for those who have faith. Those who have faith, they can attain this. So those who have faith, then you can tell Harikatha for those who have faith. But if you speak Katha, for those who don't have faith, Shastra explains this is an offense. So by this reason, Shukadeva Goswami didn't take directly the name of any gopi, but indirectly, yes. Actually, he spoke the name of all the gopis indirectly. Okay, so I was discussing about that. The remembrance in speaking of Harikatha depends on the circumstance, place, patra patre, and also those who are involved in like Desh. What is the Desh? Like the place, Vrindavan, like the state or city. Kal, also the time is also important. According to the time. So the katha is also spoken according to the time, the circumstance which is happening. Patra patra means, for example, in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Con? Kisko? Enfim, so you like when you speak something about who is the person you're talking about, like the character. Who is the character? How is he? How old is he? Who is involved in this lila you're describing or this story you're telling? Who is that person? Character. Patra Patri. Okay, so all the seasons they were present in Braj to serve Krishna. That's why Shukadeva Goswami in the Srimad Bhagavatam, he spoke about the 6 seasons. He told about the summertime. In Braj, there's so much sun. Gurudev used to say that the rays of the sun would even burn the skin of the deer. Like, he would be like tanned, like real tanned, because it was so much hard, like scorches rays of the sun. So even the deer, the animals would also be, tanned. So all these rivers and even the ponds would dry up because of the heat. Even the turtle stays in the mud. But when it's too hot, the tortoise stays under the earth. A turtle stays under the earth. Some rivers even dry up. Now, some rivers they have a lot of water, but if it's a small river or like a small river in the hot summertime, it will dry. So in Vraja was only dust because of the heat, and only dust and hot weather like this. Grishma Ritu means summer season. Then Varshad Ritu means the rainy seasons. When it comes the rain, so it starts like drizzling. Ritu means season. So all the Vrajavas, they give up all their household duties and they come outside the house and they are wearing very thin clothes, and they are, in the swing time, swing festival. Because when it's like drizzling, Drizzly? Drizzly. When it's drizzling, so it's very nice, and also they are swinging in the swing this moment. When the autumn season comes, all the dust and because in the rainy season, the rivers and ponds become full of dirt, like dirty things, like mud, etc., leaves. But in the autumn season, all these things which are like polluting the water of the river, like this organic matter, I don't know how to say in English, this all will deposit in the bottom of the river, and the water will be clear. And then so many animals like swan, turtle, even also so many kinds of birds, peacock, peahen. They are doing the sound keka, and they are embellishing Braj. And also the bumblebees, they are humming on the flowers, trying to collect honey. Everyone's heart is full of waves of bliss. Okay, this is autumn. Then Hemanta's call means the dewy season. There's a soft breeze coming, and all this is described. The 6 seasons, they are so well described in the Bhagavatam, really. This literature means like the Bhagavatam described in such a beautiful way all the seasons, just like a poem. Like those who study literature, for example, they can sing the Bhagavatam in such a beautiful literature, like a beautiful prose describing, like so well written, all this description. So in the autumn season, Krishna, he performs his autumn season Rasa Leela. All this is so well described, like very beautifully described. Okay, Sarat, Hemanta. Then in Hemanta, the season starts some cold winds. Then everyone slowly feels colder. It feels more cold. Then comes the winter. Pusha Magh. Very cold wind. And the Bhagavatam explains how the Brajavasis, even in the cold weather, they used to take baths in the Jamuna. Especially they were performing the Katyayani Vrat. The Katyayani Vrat of the Gopis. After that, then comes after winter, the spring season. The spring season starts a little bit soft breeze, and like the cold weather is leaving, is going away. And then comes again the Grishma, the summer. So in these 6 seasons they are in Vrindavan, serving Vrindavan. Shastra explains. Our Raghunath Das Goswami explains that Vrindavan is such a sweet Dham, transcendental, divine. God himself, mercifully, he appears from Nitya Goloka Vrindavan with his associates. He appears in this material world. And everything in Vrindavan is favorable for his pastimes. Everything in Vrindavan is favorable for Krishna's pastimes. Not externally might look like unfavorable. Pratikul. Do you know what is pratikul? Looks like unfavorable sometimes. But actually everything is favorable for Krishna's pastimes. Because in that transcendental world, there is nothing which is unfavorable for Krishna. So the meeting of Radha Govinda and their separation, Viraha, just to manifest these 2 kinds of bhavas. Actually, Jogamaya makes all these leelas just to create the meeting and separation of Radha and Krishna. This is the duty of Jogamaya, to create the meeting and separation of Radha and Krishna. Why was I saying all this? In Ritudvipa, Gurudev used to sit before, when he used to go with Gurudeva. We used to go there There was a beautiful temple. We used to sit there, and in one side it was Krishna Kunda and another Radha Kunda. Where today in the lunchtime we were there in Kobala, that was the Radha Kunda. And this side was the Krishna Kunda. So which is also Ritudvipa there. Because we came from this side, so but generally go for the other side, to the other side. So it's very far. Now became far. So walking. So also first we came to Samudragar. We have heard about Samudragar, how the king Samudra Sen, he had a pastime with Bhimasen. You have already heard this today. In Samudragar also, the ocean himself came there to meet Ganga, his wife. Because how can we describe the good fortune of the Ganga Devi? Ganga Devi used to say that Ganga and Jamuna, actually they are sisters. The Ganges and the Jamuna, they are sisters. Jamuna is in Vrindavan in the pastimes of Radha Govinda. And Krishna performs many pastimes of the gopis, like pastimes in the boat, Jal Bihar, playing in the water, boat sporting, all this in the Jamuna. And so many kinds of pastimes in the Jamuna. When we go to Vrindavan, to these places, like Manasiganga also, or when we go to where Krishna killed the demon, also when you go to Lohaban, we speak about all this. About how Krishna was playing in the boat. You know, the Parangaranga Ghat, near to Chakleshwara Mahadev, all these pastimes which took place there, sometimes we describe when we are there. So what I want to say about the good fortune of the Jamuna river. And the Ganges is also nothing less. Nothing less, Ganges. Who was playing the Ganges? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? The combined form of Radha and Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the embodiment of compassion, magnanimity. He was playing in the Ganges. So both of them are so glorious, but some people say that Jamuna is more glorious. Jiva Goswami described the beautiful glory of Ganga and Jamuna. Once, some people say that Jamuna is more glorious, but Jiva Goswami, he described about this one time. There was a big assembly in Agra, and the Panditas, they were asking this question: who is higher, Ganges or Jamuna, Ganga or Jamuna? Then, the Panditas, they were describing the glories of each one of them. For example, those who live near the Jamuna, they were describing the glories of the Jamuna. The Panditas who lived near the Ganges, they were describing the glories of the Ganges. So many logics and arguments they were discussing, debate. So who decide? Then in this moment, the king Agrabhatsa, he called to Jiva Goswami Pada. In that time, Jiva Goswami Pada, he was in Vrindavan, and he was already a little bit old. So Jiva Goswami thought, look, I'm already kind of old, so for me it's not so easy to walk, to go and come back. But Agrabhatsa, the king, insisted, and he arranged a horse for Jiva Goswami. So Jiva Goswami went in the horse and went to the assembly in Agra. And then Jiva Goswami, he heard the arguments of both sides. Those who will find Ganges more and Jamuna more. But Jiva Goswami gave a simple answer. What did he say? Tell me, who is higher, the wife or the maid? The queen wife Patarani means the wife, which is queen, a queen, or the servant, the maid. Who is hired? Sevika, like a maid in the house. Who is hired? The wife, the queen, of course. So Jamuna explains that Jamuna is Patrani. She's like a queen and wife of Lord. Kirtan also explains. Kirtan also says like this. So Jiva Goswami told Jamuna is higher. But what is the Ganga? Is the foot-bathing water of the expansion 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 of Brajananda Shamasundari. Vamanadeva lotus feet water. The Charanamrita of Vamanadeva. Brahmaji kept in his water pot, commanded. And after that, Sagar Maharaj, in the dynasty of Sagar Maharaj, the king Bhagirath, after many births in this dynasty, Bhagirath was able to bring Ganga to this material world. So what is Ganga? The water that bathes Vishnu's feet. So, who is more glorious? Jamuna. Everybody claps. Oh, very nice. Okay, so Jamuna is higher. But Jiva Goswami in the end, he spoke one thing. But look, Krishna did pastimes where? In the Jamuna river. And who did pastimes in Ganga? Mahaprabhu. So if you analyze the specialty of Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu is the combined forms of Radha and Krishna. Mahaprabhu manifested with the bhava and mold and complexion of Shrimati Radhika, and he's covered with the complexion of Shrimati Radhika. But Krishna embraced by Shrimati Radhika. Shrimati Radhika herself, she covered Krishna on all sides, on all, like everywhere in his body. So who did pastimes in Ganga? Externally we say Mahaprabhu, but if you analyze who is actually doing pastimes, Shrimati Radhika. We see the glories of Shrimati Radhika actually. Sachidananda Gaura Hari, he is the embodiment of compassion and abundance. So he glorified so much the Ganga in his mouth, Jiva Goswami. So if you analyze the good fortune of the Ganga, what happened? The ocean, Samudra, could not compose himself, seeing the good fortune of the Ganga, and the Samudra came, the ocean came here. That's why that Samudragar. Why the name Samudragar? Nobody told this, because the ocean came there. Samudra means ocean. What is the meaning of Samudragar? What is the meaning of this name? Because seeing the good fortune of the Ganga, the husband of Ganga, ocean, Samudra, thought, the combined form of Radha and Krishna, Sachidananda Gaura Hari, you got the good fortune of Mahaprabhu. So I also want to get some drops of this good fortune. So the ocean came there. That's why the name of the place is Samudragar. Another point also you've heard that there was a battle between Bhimasena and Samudrasena. You also heard this katha. Samudragar is also called Dwarkapuri. All this is described also. Also many leelas happened there. After that we went to where? Champahati. I spoke only for 5 minutes there. Dvija Baninath. Dvija Baninath. Dvija Baninath. So the story of Dvija Baninath we also heard. We also, after that, there was a market of champaka flowers, this jasmine. And also this Champakalata, very dear Saki also. She used to sell there the champaka flowers. Sorry, I couldn't understand, but it looks like it spoke like this. Anyway. Champalata Saki? So that's why he's also called Kumudvan there. So when you do near to Talvan, there is Kumudvan. No. First listen. So Samudragarh is called which forest of Vrindavan? In the hills of Vrindavan it is Bahulavan. And Champahati. Khadirvan. Champahati? Champahati is Khadirvan. Champalata Saki? What did you say, Gurudev? Champalata Saki. So there one Saki of Shrimati Radhika. Champakalata. She did many pastimes there, plucking flowers, and then she was taking all these flowers, and these young girls, they used to sell also these flowers, selling but in a playing mood, like sometimes used to do also small clay pot with mud. We used to make a small clay pots, and then we used to sell also this. How? This money was also like fake money, like not proper money, like some stone, like this playing place, like a playing thing, in the childhood. Now people, when they are young, they just play with the mobile. They don't do this kind of playing activities. This imaginative, these childish things. But no, nowadays only mobile. People don't do this. So beautiful dates of Gaur Gadadhar also you saw, especially the place of Jayadeva Goswami. Jayadeva Goswami used to stay there, and he composed the Gita Govinda and Nashavatara Sutra while he was there. That's how it's called, Jayadeva Goswami Pada Bhari. I don't know the meaning of this word. So, in Gita Govinda, there's the Dashavatara Sutra.
Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. इसके बाद क्या है?
Then after that,
ये सब अतिरिक्त वराह और रूप, शुक्र और रूप, जय जगदीश।
it's so beautiful, the Dashavatara Sutra, describing about Matsya Kurma Varaha. All this is described in the Dashavatara Sutra. Some people, they describe that some sequences there from the Jiva ki Krama, the sequence of the Jiva, how the Jiva gets the human body, like slowly, after incarnating different species. Srimad Bhagavata also describes. First we get the four-legged body, then Dvipadi, like 2 legs, etc. But this is not applicable. Cannot apply this for God. Who is being described in Dashavatara Sutra? The same Jagadishwara Krishna in the form of Matsya. In the destruction time, he is actually delivering everyone. But all the jivas. But why the gopis are listening to this? What is in it? This is Aishwarya Marga, opulence mode. Opulent mode.
केशवधृतं मीन शरीर जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे क्षितिरः विपुल तरे तिष्ठति तव पृष्ठे धरणिधर नलिन चक्र परिष्ठे केशवधृतं कूर्म शरीर जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे। हम जिस कथा में वर्णन करते जा रहे हैं जयदेव गोस्वामी की ऐसे उन्नत
Jayadeva Goswami, he wrote this high thing
और रस की कथा जहाँ पर
full
वर्णन
of ras.
तो ये समझ से वर्णन करने की क्या जरूरत है?
So why is necessary to describe all this? We should understand this also.
गीत गोविंद कोई साधारण ग्रंथ
The Gita Govind is not an ordinary book.
उन्नत जो
It's
रस मानव
full of Unato Jwalaras, means highest Parakya Unata Jwalaras Madhuri.
के ग्रंथ में ये सब ऐश्वर्य भाव क्यों रखा
So why these opulent smooth things, Ashwarya Bhava inside this book full of Parakya, transcendental, Unato Jwalaras?
ऐश्वर्य और माधुर्य दोनों की एक विशेष वैशिष्ट्य है।
Ashwarya Madhura, they all have different specialities.
माधुर्य में
In
ऐश्वर्य विलाप
Madhura, Ashwarya is present inside Madhurya,
किंतु ऐश्वर्य में
but
माधुर्य है जब भी
Ashwarya is not in Madhurya.
प्रकाश भी है।
Yes, it is there, but it's not manifesting.
किंतु इस ग्रंथ में जयदेव गोस्वामी
If I repeat it, so
ये कृष्ण धीर ललित नायक
in this
कृष्ण
book,
वो धीर
Jayadeva
ललित
Goswami
नायक
Pan
कृष्ण
is
के
telling about Dirlaita Nayak Krishna.
ऐसे सुंदर सुंदर ऐश्वर्य में प्रकाश कर रहे हैं।
Krishna is showing so much opulence. Why he's showing all this opulence? So that we never think that Krishna is an ordinary person. Otherwise, you think Krishna is a lusty man. So, to avoid that you think like that, Shastra explains that Krishna is not an ordinary person. Who is Krishna? Keshavadrita. So he said opulence is inside Madhurya, but Madhurya is not inside opulence. So Krishna is Jagadish, Supreme Lord. Who is Keshav? He is the worshipful deity. Sorry, he's the controller of Brahman Shiva. He's the controller of Brahman Shiva. He is Keshava. So this Keshava is doing pastimes. Means he's the controller of the creation and destruction. So that's why Krishna is being called Keshav. And Keshava also means that Krishna is so rasik. Because Krishna is so rasik, Krishna is dressing up. Let's say hairdressing the hairs of the hair of the gopis. Just like a lusty man controlled by the love of a woman, he does whatever the woman asks for. Whatever the beloved wants, the man will do, because he's under the control of her love. This is called Dhiralalita Nayak. He has one quality of being Priyasi Basibhuta, controlled by the beloved. So Shrimati Radhika is saying to him, telling him, decorate me, put some many kinds of ornaments on my breasts, and Krishna does. Put altar on my feet. Altar on my feet. We go to that place, Javart. Right the name Javart. Under the banyan tree, Krishna put altar in Shrimati Radhika's feet. That's why the name of that place is Javart. The Dhiralalita Nayak has 4 qualities, and no other avatar of God has these 4 qualities of the Dhiralalita Nayak. What are the 4 qualities of Dhiralalita Nayak? So first, Priyasi Basibhuta, controlled by the love of his beloved. Second, Navajovanancha. Krishna is always ever fresh, newly beautiful and young. Third, Parihas Patu. He is expert in speaking, and also in jokes. He is expert in speaking funny things. And fourth, always always free of worries, Nishchintata, free of worries.
मेरे कहने की तात्पर्य है
What I want to say is
कि
that
ये दशावतार
this
स्तोत्र
Dashavatara
इसलिए वर्णन कर
Stotra,
रहे हैं
it's
कि
described
कृष्ण में
exactly
साधारण
so that we
कामी
never
पुरुष
think that Krishna is an
नहीं।
ordinary
इसलिए केशव
lusty man. So now all these slokas, Keshavadrita. So yes, our beloved gopis are saying, our beloved Krishna, he's not an ordinary person. He came as Matsya, and he protected all the jivas in the time of destruction, pralaya. When everything is destroyed, in this moment, Swami Bhagavan manifests the form of Matsya. And he puts all the jivas in the form of a seed in a boat. Kurma avatar also, we see, in the time of the churning of the ocean of milk, also Krishna came as the Kurma. And then Shukar avatar, like the pig incarnation. This Keshava to kill Hiranyaksha, he came as the Varahadev. The same Keshava came in the form of a pig. Nishavali. So all the avatars also Nishavatar. So in the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavatam says that Krishna is to Bhagavan Swaya, and all the expressions came from him. All the avatars, they are known different from Krishna, but still, by the inconceivable potency, they are also different from Krishna. Do you understand? This is the speciality of God. God is only one. God is not two, He is only one. By His potency, transcendental potency, inconceivable potency, Achintya Shakti, that can make the possible impossible, impossible possible. Gatana Gatana Patyasa Shakti. He manifests eternally in four forms. One, Swayam Rup, his own form, original, Brajandananda Shamasundara. Then second, Tadekatmarup, his expansions, the avatars. Okay, so there is Swayam Rupa, Swayam Prakash. Tadekatmarupa means all the avatars. And then his potency, his Satashta Shakti, marginal potency, with the marginal potency manifests the jivas. So according to the Tata Vichara, the philosophy, you can see all this, you can analyze this, how it's different and non-different at the same time. This is called Bheda and Abhed. How is it possible? Because the God has a Gatana, Agatan, Patyasi, potency, Jogamaya, who can make the possible impossible, the possible impossible. Impossible, possible, possible. So Keshava means, two meanings of Keshava, I thought mainly two meanings. One, that Krishna is the controller of Brahma and Shiva. So Krishna is not an ordinary person. And also another meaning is that Krishna himself is so rasik, and because he is rasik, Krishna is controlled by the love of Radha and the gopis, and making performing amorous pastimes with them. So whatever Radha and gopis ordered him, Krishna follows their instructions. So that's why his name is also Keshava. Like when you go to the Shringar Bhat, there in Shringar Bhat, Krishna plucked flowers from the trees, and Krishna decorated the hair of Srimati Radhika. That's why his name is also Keshav, Krishna's name. So, but who is telling this? Sorry, who is doing this, all these incarnations, avatars? It's Keshav. So, in the Tata Vichara or Rasa Vichara, Krishna is the only Param Purush, supreme enjoyer and origin of all the avatars. So, Jayadeva Goswami Pada, he was staying in that place and he wrote this beautiful book, Gita Govinda. Especially the Dashavatara Stotra, he wrote there. This stotra can be. There was a Hindu king in Bengal called Lakshman Sen. After Mayapur, the Palal, one place. When we go to Chankazi, a little bit after that, Chankazi, this is Palal Dikhi. Palal Sen. So in this dynasty, it was this. So there was this king of Bengal, Lakshman Sen. Lakkan Sen, Lakshmana Sen, Lakkan Sen.
सभा में अनेक
So-
पंडितों की जो है रखते थे।
He used to have many panditas in his assembly.
अपने सभा में बड़े-बड़े पंडितों
Before,
की
the kings they used to keep in his assemblies big panditas they used to invite to their assemblies. The kings, they used to call the panditas to their assemblies, courts. Not say court, no, this court of the king.
सभा कवि एक थे जिसके नाम क्या है?
So there was a Sabha Kabi, like a main poet in the assembly of Lakhan Sen, Lakshmana Sen. So he read this sloka from the Dashavatara Stotra.
ऐसे नाम
His name was Govardhan something, the name of this Pandita of the Lakhan Sen assembly.
राजा बहुत प्रसन्न
So he showed to Lakhan Sen became so pleased, sing this stotra.
राजा को विचार करने
And the
लगे
king thought,
कि
oh,
ऐसे श्लोक लिखे थे, उनके संग का
I want to associate with the person who wrote this shloka, these verses. So Lakhan Sena, Lakshmana Sena, he prayed
इस ग्रंथ की
to the Pandita. Now I want to listen more about this
तो
book,
सब आपने कहा ये ग्रंथ साधारण राजा के लिए नहीं,
but
ये तो प्रेमी भक्त के लिए।
and so he tried to contact Jayadeva Goswami, but Jayadeva Goswami told this book is not for the kings, it's only for those who have prema. Because in the introduction of
मधुर कोमल अंश
Gita Govinda, Jayadeva Goswami told
तथा जय देव सरस्वती।
this verse.
कहते हैं, जयदेव गोस्वामी पाद
Jayadeva Goswami, he wrote just in the beginning of Gita Govinda. This book is not for ordinary people.
रसिक वैष्णव हो
If you are the Sikh
और
Vaishnav,
वो ग्रंथ के रसमाधुर्य
then you can relish the Rasa Madhurya of this book.
जैसे
Just
बंदर
like
के यदि अदरक दिया
if
जाए
you give some,
तो बंदर क्या करेगा? काट करके वो देखें, जिसमें बंदर क्या जाने अदरक का
if you give ginger to the monkey will just
उच्च स्तर की ग्रंथ
throw away and cut pieces and throw away. So those who can relish are the devotees. Just like, for example, the Bhagavatam, full of rasa. And who is relishing? The Rasik and Bhavuk devotees with Bhava and who know rasa, they can relish the Bhagavatam, for example. Normal people cannot. Normal people will, okay, they listen some Jnana Vairagya Katha, normal people. When you're in this material world and become tired, then sometimes you feel some renunciation, isn't it? Otherwise, everybody would like this material world. Who does not like this material world? Happiness of wife, of money, wealth, husband, son. Who doesn't like? Who does not like to eat? Isn't it? Tell me. Who does not like to sleep? Who doesn't like to sleep? So everybody wants this kind of happiness. But doing all these things, when there's some obstacle, then sometimes you, for one moment, you feel some renunciation, vairagya. And then, after this renunciation again, you continue absorbing sense gratification in the samsara. So sometimes samsam vairagya means renunciation of the cemetery or crematorium. Sometimes falgu vairagya. Shastra describes so many kinds of renunciation. Marakat vairagya, vairagya of the renunciation of monkey, of the like falgu river, and other kinds. Deliverance. When the lady gives birth to the baby also, there's one kind of, I forgot the name. It's because the woman suffers so much in the child labor, that also one kind of renunciation the woman thinks she'll never again give birth to any baby. It's temporary also. Okay, so sometimes we're discussing Gyan. There's no happiness in sense gratification. I want to go to liberation, mukti. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma. I want to, then people may try to merge in Brahma.